I just pressed record, so we're on the record.
All right. Wait, I'm not ready.
Put your phones on silent.
Oh, God, yeah. That was...
And when I say silent, I mean no vibration. I can hear that.
Total silence? Is that...
Yeah.
I'm not really hip to the Android lingo.
Yeah, it's complete silence. I love when I've had a couple beers, I start talking like Obama. When I'm starting to set rules. Colin, you need to sit down and put those headphones on.
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear. We are recording a podcast.
If you enjoy your podcast, you can keep it. Cobain's head. That's
Jesus Christ!
That's one of them.
Amazing.
But then the other one is let's see. The other one's even better, I think, or at least it's getting us ready for the Halloween season.
Yes, Jefferatu.
Werner Herzog's Jefferatu. So yeah.
Your blood will make me immortal. Holy shit! I wonder if that is a bit of a Jeff. They actually use Jeff's face to get it to where it is. Holy shit, dude! Jefferatu is the Halloween costume of 2019.
That's what
2018.
That's what I was thinking.
Dude, kids, if you haven't bought your Jefferatu costume, you can sure as shit bet it's going to be sold out.
Yeah, it's
by
flying
the time
off
you
the
look
shelves.
for it. It's huge right now.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Maybe we should make a Jeff Bezos costume and just sell it to Fred Meyer or something like that. And it's just like a bald cap that you get, and then but also these crazy glasses that you wear that make your eyes look really big and kind of weird and scary, and then it just has something like "Give me all your blood" or something. You know what I mean? Something actually spooky that Jeff would say,
and a Kurt Cobain head maybe that you can carry around.
Yeah,
just like the graffiti, I guess.
Yeah. You heard it first, kids. Get your Jefferatu costumes now.
Oh, man. So good.
It's funny because, this Halloween, I'm pretty sure my costume is going to be a QAnon t-shirt with, a MAGA hat. It's pretty solid. It's done me well.
It's a great idea, I think. I think you'd hit it out of the park.
But maybe now I will be, a Jeff Bezos costume. I don't know what's scarier, honestly. Jeff Bezos' actual face, or Freddy Krueger or something like that. I don't know.
I think it's Bezos' face. Yeah,
could be. Anyways, hey everybody, welcome to the pod. It is Seattle Sucks. It is Colin and Alex edition. It's just us two hanging out and riffing on all the good things that are happening in Seattle.
Yeah, so many good things.
Yeah, great things. Chief among them, actually, have been... We were pretty stoked. When you have a podcast, you're always kind of all right, man, what are we going to talk about next? The great thing about doing a Seattle podcast is Jeff Bezos is a true fucking content deliverer.
Yeah.
And, it's been a while since he's posted on Instagram or Twitter, but then he came in full force and posted some serious shit. He actually, I love it when people take the medium of Instagram and use it to post pictures of text.
Yeah, I think it's what the founders of Instagram intended for sure.
Yeah, no, it's using the medium as is intended to use, which is primarily a reading platform.
Yeah.
And he frankly posted probably one of the most profound things he's ever said, which is his vision for the future, his vision for the species, his vision for humanity, and it's pretty fucking baller. I will say, this man definitely has a vision. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think we should just read it.
I think you're right. I'll just say that for a robot, this is pretty good. It's pretty good.
He's learning.
He is learning. So this was the day one fund, and that's the header. If you didn't have a chance to see this,
Which would like unpack day one. Like what the fuck weird semantics is that? He's like it's a dawn of a new era.
Yeah.
Like we are starting over. Everything you know is fucking bullshit.
the monolith
Now.
has touched down on Jeff Bezos' lawn.
Yeah. Now that Amazon stock has reached like historic heights, it's day one for
one.
the world.
Day one, yeah, which is it does have a very sinister sort of undertone.
It sounds like a cult.
Yeah,
like,
day one of what of Bezos's rule
yeah,
or
day one, like J in the year of JB.
yeah.
Like he's like fucking like the 1984, like in the year of our Ford.
Yeah.
Like he's like literally like Messiah. He's like Messiah-ing himself. He's like, all right, guys.
Yeah.
It is day one in the year of your new savior.
In the Bezos mythos. Well,
Amazing.
I mean, this is the Bezos commerce era. I think that's what BCE stands for. I've
Oh.
seen that around in history.
That sounds right to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
Okay. Well, so he goes on to write, I talk often about the importance of maintaining a day one mentality. It's always day one. And I work hard.
Shit, dude. Holy shit, that's amazing. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just imagining him like fucking Bill Murray, like Groundhog Day.
Holy
He has
shit.
to have the perfect day.
He's totally groundhogging right now. He saw Groundhog Day and was like, oh man, what if you could wake up and every day was day one?
Well, he has the money. He could make that a reality. He could just pay people to do exactly what they did the day before.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So he works hard to apply that mindset to everything he does. It was a day one outlook that made me reach out to ask for suggestions on approaches to philanthropy last year.
Dude, you couldn't even fucking choke it out. That's such an absurd of a sentence that you couldn't even say it. Can you at least attempt to read that one more time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's because the whole time I'm reading it, I'm thinking of him asking his wife Mackenzie to help him use the bathroom because it's day one, and he doesn't know how. Like he can't even use words.
Dude,
He's
day
nonverbal.
day one mentality, you're just like suckling and like hoping. Yeah.
Sleeping a lot. Anyway, okay, so here we go. I'm going to try to read it straight. It was a day one outlook that made me reach out to ask for suggestions on approaches to philanthropy last year.
Oh, shit. So on day one, he realized that he should like think about like charity or something like that.
Well, not even he should think about it, but we should think about it for him.
Good.
I think
because Amazon's been around for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's been day oneing it for the last 10 years.
Yeah, like actually almost 20 probably, right? Wasn't
That's
it?
depressing. Yeah, I mean like it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool.
no, yeah, it's at least been 20 years.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a lot of day one, 20 years of day
one mentality. Every day you just erase whatever happened and you're just like, no, we're
Blank
on
slate.
day one, guys. Fucking, I'm gonna start doing that in my meetings and be like, hey guys, day one. We're at day one. Like, what the fuck?
Like, God damn it, Alex, we've met about this
We've talked
for
about
months. We're not starting over. And you're like, starting over? We haven't even you didn't started at all.
We just begun.
By so many important measures, the world keeps getting better. And it's one of the fantastic aspects of human nature that we humans never stop looking for and finding, ! Ways to improve things. And when I read this for the first time, all I could imagine was the Enola Gay flying over Japan, unleashing the atomic bomb on the world. Like, yeah, humans sure are great, aren't they?
Also, dude, the world has not been getting better in the last fucking 10 years, man. Like global warming, instability. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe this is coming from a very insulated, inside his own mind view, because
maybe an outsider, alien perspective.
Could be. One might say.
Just going to throw that out there. Okay, so he says, Our lives are better than our great-grandparents' lives, and their lives were better than their
He's
great-grandparents'
saying
lives
this in
before them.
fucking Trump era, which is like,
Yeah.
literally everyone agrees this is hell world.
Oh, totally.
Like, no one thinks that this is a great time to be alive. Like, if you're a MAGA chud, you're fucking hella pissed because you're constantly upset about things.
Yeah.
If you're lib, you're even more like lib. You're like, oh, this fucking Trump shit. Like, no one is happy right now.
No, and it's only these weird people that live in a different, completely different.
It's almost
world.
as if they were encapsulated by these giant glass spheres that sort of like insulated them from the reality of the world.
Yeah.
Almost. I mean, like, that's sort of a weird image I'm pulling out of my mind right now.
I can't imagine that existing anywhere on Earth.
It's a bizarre thought.
I mean, certainly not Seattle.
Yeah, but it's what comes to my mind are these, mega, like I don't even know. Like what was the Pauly Shore movie?
Biodome?
Mega Biodome.
Yeah.
As if you were living in a mega biodome and you had no idea what was going on outside.
Holy shit. Can you imagine Jeff Bezos and Pauly Shore in Biodome?
Dude, I don't know. Like, I imagine Pauly Shore just annoying the shit out of Bezos the whole time with his weasel shtick. But I don't know. Maybe Jeff would be into it. I mean, he certainly built a biodome of his own. So,
yeah. Well, yeah. So, as we just talked about, that is categorically not true for millennials. Our lives,
zero people
will not be better than our parents unless we are like Jeff and we somehow win a lottery. Yeah, we're pretty much fucked. Or if we have a STEM degree, of course, right?
Hey, man, you're either STEM or you're nothing.
Yeah. I saw some piece talking about how nobody's majoring in the liberal arts anymore because everyone's trying to be STEM, and it is a problem because it turns out we do need those folks.
Weird.
So, very bizarre. Yeah. Anyway. So he says, if our own great-grandchildren don't have lives better than ours, something has gone very, very wrong.
I like he's like, if. He's like, if, by some weird thing. Like, he's first of all, like, he's coming from the premise that, like, it's amazing to be alive right now.
Yeah.
But then is like, however, this might not be sustainable, and maybe our great-grandchildren are in a world of shit.
Maybe the fact that there's one human being who has $167 billion on Earth is problematic.
That might be an issue for our great-grandchildren.
Well, yeah, ours, not his, though, as we've learned previously. Because they're going to be on Earth. It's our kids who are going to be mining, I don't know, asteroids somewhere.
They'll be like
in the
mining lithium
colonies.
ion for some fucking weird cell phone battery on like Zorgon 5 or something. You know what I mean? It'll be like some asshole will like name it after a real sci-fi name. He'll be like, "Oh man, like this is from a movie. And, like, it's Zorgon 5."
Yeah.
Like, great.
Jesus. That's the world he wants to live in.
Anyways, keep going.
Where's the good in the world? And how can we spread it? Where are the opportunities to make things better? I love that that's a question. Where are they? I just can't seem to find them. I mean, me and Russell, we looked under our pancakes. I hung out with my giant panda bear on my couch. I couldn't find any.
It's weird to think of how you could possibly make people's lives better.
Yeah, because they're so good right now.
Yeah, I guess we're stuck.
This is the fucking... Have you heard of... I think it's called Factfulness. I don't remember what the subtitle is, but basically it's like, don't worry, the world is good. And so if you go on Amazon of all places, it has an excerpt. And one of the pieces of evidence to why the world is better than it was is that more movies are released per year than any previous year. So we're living in better times because there are more movies. It's like,
I mean, that's I can't argue with that. There are more movies.
But you know what I
And
mean?
if you like movies.
It's like these people. I mean, and there are things that are better for people in Africa for sure. Like that's Bill Gates's thing until he took an interest in children recently. But
Right.
not that there's anything wrong with that. But
BG.
it's like there's problems like just walk outside, drive out of Medina, and you'll see like there's so many problems everywhere. The world does not feel better than when I was a kid. It's insane.
No, it's definitely gotten worse. I don't think anyone alive would say that the world is better than what it was in the 90s.
Bill
in the
Gates,
90s were a grim fucking time.
Oh, they were grim, yeah.
Like they were great for some people, but ultimately a bizarre, grim time to be alive. And I think no one would say that the 90s were worse. Like they'd be like, no, I want to go back to the 90s. I want to go back to Bill Clinton. I want to go back to Newt Gingrich.
Yeah,
I want to go back to the Iraq War. Like,
yeah. Desert Storm. Oof.
Okay.
Those halcyon days.
If only.
These are exciting questions. He says they excite him. The electricity is just pumping through those circuit boards.
It's awkward.
Mackenzie and I share a belief in the potential for hard work from anyone to serve others.
Okay.
We all have that capacity. Business innovators who invent products that empower, like the Amazon Dash button.
Yeah. No. Like, I mean, like, he's right. Like, Amazon has invented a lot of things that have empowered people. Mm-hmm. You mentioned the Dash button. Mm-hmm. We've talked about the Fire Phone.
We have.
Also. Mm-hmm. And I will say the Kindle Oasis has... No, I'm just joking. It hasn't empowered anybody. It's a fucking e-reader. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It just displays text.
They just shuttered one of those too. It might have been the Oasis. I think it was the big one.
They got rid of the Voyage.
Oh, Voyage,
I think,
yeah,
which was like a notch below the Oasis. It wasn't as nice. I had a Voyage, which I liked, but apparently it's been left to seed at this point.
Sure. Well, business innovators got to innovate. So,
right.
I mean,
e-readers, monopolies,
price fixing,
transparent, and that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Authors who write books that inspire. So let me just, before we continue reading this list, do either of those ring a bell to you? Business innovators. I wonder if do you think that could be Jeff? Maybe.
I mean, he's sort of a selfless dude, so it'd be weird for him to just name check himself.
I suppose that's true, and to put himself first. I mean, that's pretty tacky.
Yeah, I mean, we are on day one, so
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
He perhaps hasn't learned that lesson yet.
Yeah,
and authors. I thought maybe his wife was an author. Huh?
Weird. Also, fuck you, any authors who want to get published not on Amazon, because the Hachette controversy was truly amazing, where Amazon just straight up embargoed Hachette books as soon as they started negotiating on more favorable terms. So
that sounds like business innovation to me.
Yeah, I guess that falls under business innovator and is therefore okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the invisible hand pushing you down the stairs, I think. When you're not looking.
The invisible staircase.
Government officials who serve their communities, teachers, doctors, carpenters, entertainers who make us laugh and cry, or so he's heard.
Yeah. Entertainers who have triggered a crying response in my algorithm.
A most unpleasant feeling.
Who have triggered me to sing Daisy. A very sad song.
Yeah, Jesus. This is the song he learned in, what was it, Indiana or something?
Probably.
You taught me Daisy. Parents who raise children who go on to live lives of courage and compassion, that is just bizarre to me.
I mean, it's clearly pandering towards parents, I guess, who maybe might be like a voting class of people who would be interesting to him. But like, yeah, that's weird.
To throw in this list. And then he says, and many more. I mean, there are more. I picked doctors, carpenter. I bet he's got like a brother who's a carpenter or something. Like, these are the 10 people he knows.
Like a carpenter is even a fucking thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's such a, I mean, like, yeah.
It's probably his hobby. He's probably like, you know what? If I wasn't a business innovator, I could be a doctor. Well, so it's just all the things he thought maybe he could be one day.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know. I'm just speculating. In addition to Amazon, my areas of focus so far have included investment in the future of our planet and civilization through the development of foundational space infrastructure.
What the fuck?
So this is where things start to get, as you said, like, we've just kind of gone through the looking glass. Like, this I think is
that sentence is truly
where it's like, if you weren't awake, you're suddenly like, what?
Can we read it one more time,
Yeah,
so I can like take it all in?
Yeah, we can really soak it up. In addition to Amazon, my areas of focus so far have included investment in the future of our planet and civilization through the development of foundational space infrastructure.
Foundational space infrastructure? I mean, I know he's talking about Blue Origin.
Absolutely.
But he's literally making a company that takes rich people into near orbit. He hasn't done anything that already can't be done right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when they made Apollo 13, like whatever, they put like Tom Hanks in an airplane. They flew way up, and they dove the airplane down.
Yeah, the vomit comet.
They created a fucking zero-G environment. Like literally, like that's like we've done that. We know how to do that.
I think didn't like the guys on Jackass do that? I mean, like.
That's amazing, dude. Like, we just want to give everyone the Johnny Knoxville like experience.
Hey, my name's Jeff Bezos, and you're watching Jackass.
Holy shit, dude!
Oh, goddamn! But okay, so it gets even stranger on this next line. Support of American democracy through stewardship of the Washington Post.
Whoa, dude, that's a little on the nose. Like, that is a little. By who could they be talking about?
Well, it's so #resistance too. Like,
also stewardship of the Washington Post. Like, okay, man, whatever that means.
He's at the helm. He's just playing with the wheel. You know, they gave him a dummy wheel. Probably the editor in chief.
Oh, like, totally.
Jeff, go man the ship, buddy.
Yeah, it was like a fucking like old school pirate ship wheel, and it just says Washington Post on it. And he like occasionally, when he's bored or whatever, just goes up to it and just starts steering it. It's like, I'm at the wheel.
He's got like a Napoleon Bonaparte hat or something.
Amazing.
And financial contributions to the dedicated and innovative champions of a variety of causes, from cancer research to marriage equality to college scholarships for immigrant students to decreasing political polarization through cross-partisan support of principled next-generation military vets running for Congress.
That is an amazing noun right there. That is like, how many fucking words did it take to say that?
Like more than to say literally anything else.
Generational military. I can't even remember it all.
He's just pimping with honor.
Hey man, I mean, like, that sounds a lot like the With Honor Foundation,
which we love. I mean, we covered that.
That's crazy.
Well, as we discussed, we were both for Sharia law, so
yeah,
even things that aren't actually about Sharia law, if they approximate or adjacent to Sharia law. Like, that's progress.
Huge fan of Sharia law. Sharia law has like gotten the world to where it is now, and I feel like if we abandon it, we're really just giving up.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll lose the foundation of our whole moral fabric of our society, I think. I mean,
absolutely.
Well, we talked about this off the show, but that'd be a really quick fix for traffic because, I mean, women wouldn't be able to drive. So,
well, it's actually like a lot of people like give Saudi Arabia shit for like not letting women drive. It was actually just a very practical traffic management policy that was just like, listen, we need to cut down on cars. Let's just make it simple. If you're a man, you're good. If you're a woman, forget about it. And it's worked so far.
It has worked.
Yeah,
fantastic results. I mean, that should theoretically cut traffic in half.
Absolutely.
So just putting that out there, if you're listening, Mayor Durkin.
Yeah,
this is more innovative solutions from.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, if downtown traffic is a problem, like, maybe there's a quick solution to that.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? Like, I know I just said we're down for Sharia law, but maybe we could alternate, and like some days only women can drive, some days only men.
Actually, that's kind of baller when I think about it. That's very like woke of you, Colin. Like,
yeah, thank you.
Like, I would say like on odd and even days, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like maybe like divisible by 3 days.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Like a weird kind of like kind of thing like that. Where like okay.
Yeah. We'll see. Come on, Durkin. We're waiting. The world is watching. Durkin. Just pretend you're at the Storm Championship and someone's whispering in your ear. So finally, we get to the meat of this thing. We're excited today to announce the Bezos Day One Fund. It will begin with a commitment of $2 billion.
Holy shit.
And focus on 2 areas. Funding existing nonprofits that help homeless families and creating a network of new nonprofit Tier 1 operator. Oh, wait, sorry. It doesn't say operator.
Oh, okay.
Tier 1 preschools in low-income communities.
I love how they use Tier 1.
Yeah.
Like, we all know where that came from.
Yeah. Fucking get murked, man.
That's fucking like, that is a lot of shit to unpack in that sentence right there. Like,
yeah.
I fucking can't even begin to even think about like all the weird shit that just went on. Like the Tier 1, like what the fuck does that mean, right? It's clearly a reference to Tier 1 operator, right? like fucking elite soldier children who fucking headshot every time.
Oh, dude, holy shit. I think you're onto something. This is his Amazon super soldiers. He's raising an army.
He's like Sauron at this point. Like,
pretty much, man. Shit.
Oh my God, that's actually really depressing. That's basically what this is.
God damn. That's terrifying.
Wow. Cool.
Awesome.
I'm for it so far. I'm a day oneer from day one. Well, I was always a day oneer because it's literally day one every day.
Yeah, so. And so it's impossible to have any preconceived notions because you have there's literally nothing in your brain.
I will say, like, whatever you know of the world, whatever empirical things you have learned, chuck it, man.
Yeah.
Delete that shit.
Yeah.
Put it in the fucking recycle bin, motherfucker, and then wipe it. Because we are day one doing it right now.
Day one. Earth is flat.
Earth is
day
flat.
One.
We don't know shit. We're on day one.
The weather is the result of gods having sex or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, absolutely. Your wife is pregnant? Weird. Must be the god Jupiter blessed you recently by transforming himself into a bull. Because we're on day one.
Day one, you have 5 humors in your body, and they need to all be balanced.
Dude, day one, man. Something's wrong. Fucking take a rattlesnake in your hands and fucking dance around with it. We're on day one right now.
Fucking day one. The Earth rotates around, or the sun rotates around the Earth, man.
Oh,
and all the planets.
It's so good to be day one.
It really is amazing. Dude. I mean, fucking day one, steel doesn't burn at that temperature. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, dude, we're on day one right now.
Day one, fucking vaccines, they are the thing that gave you autism, man. Day one.
Dude, day one, throw a bitch in the water. If she doesn't sink, she's a fucking witch. Kill her now. We're on day one. I'm sorry.
God damn, day one rules.
Day one is fucking amazing.
Shit, there's just so many opportunities for day one.
It's the day one mindset that
Yeah.
you need to be in. Like, basically, the day one mindset is apparently like just fucking throw out everything you know. Don't worry about anything that's going on.
Yeah.
Don't worry about like things that have happened or other facts that may have like filtered themselves in your life. You're in day one. So it means you're starting over again. Mm-hmm. You're like a child that had never taken a step before. You're an idiot child. You're a fool, just walking right off a cliff. And it doesn't matter because it's day one.
It's all about discovery, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This will play in, I think, later into Jeff's manifesto.
Yeah.
Is like the day one sort of notion, which is like the Montessori notion, which is like you are a little prince.
Yeah.
You are at, you know, like, like you're in like day one. You're like you know, the year of you.
Yeah, right.
You're like you are on year 5 of you, little one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And there's just this idea of whatever you feel or whatever like weird, bizarre compulsion or insecurity you have, is like a legitimized thing.
Yeah,
because you're on day one.
That is an amazing point. I think you're so right. Like, this is solipsism, basically. It's like you are the center of the earth. Like you are all that's ever existed. Everyone else is a figment of your imagination. Yeah, you're basically the judge from Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian. Like, yeah. You know, just normal stuff.
Day one mindset.
Day one. Buy the day one supplements at Amazon.com.
Oh, man. We're not even, like, done yet.
No, dude. And we didn't even, like, dunk on the substance of this shit because... and I was joking with you earlier, but it just feels... This whole thing is... I'm just picturing, like, Muggsy Bogues jumping over an 8-foot man and dunking and, like, shattering the basketball hoop. Like, this is the easiest shit. And it's almost every line. Almost every line.
That's the amazing thing is, like, he probably paid someone to write this.
Yeah.
But you know the person that wrote this? It's like the Fire Phone. It's like he paid people to make the Fire Phone, but the people that made the Fire Phone were like, Jeff really cares about this crazy shit. We have to put it in. So,
yeah, they're like, Jeff keeps talking about day one, the kind of phone he'd want to use on day one.
Talk about day one, because that is important to him. And so, like, yeah, like some expert, whatever, in communication wrote this, but it was like under gunpoint, basically. Where it was like, better do it the way he wants it.
Yeah, right.
And so it might as well be just Jeff at this point.
Yeah.
So we're riffing straight from the master's mind.
Yeah, totally. This is the cosmic horror. Like, we're staring right into the vast unknown power of the universe. And as I think you can see, it's pretty evident it is having a pretty profound effect on us. But the thing I love about this, which I didn't see anywhere, is that, of course, it's when he talks about helping homeless people, it's still fucking strings attached. It's not just like, I'm going to help homeless in general, but like, I'm only going to help homeless families. You know, like, there's this it's still this, like, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You're not day one material, basically, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Family. Gotta have a family. It's all about the family.
Well, yeah, that's probably why he added that terrible thing about families.
Oh, right.
Because later that's what he needed to be like, that's why I don't care about other homeless. Well, I'm not going to call them people, but homeless things. You know. Anyway, so that sucks. But the Day One Families Fund will issue annual leadership awards to organizations and civic groups doing compassionate, needle-moving work to provide shelter and hunger support to address the immediate needs of young families.
Fucking love how he uses the word needle moving. Like, that's like, he's basically like, we support pushers. Like, hey, if you can get the needles in the arms of the homeless people, that's fucking great. Okay, I'm gonna try to do Bezos' voice right now.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me channel it. Y'all. Okay, I want to say y'all like y'all. You can get needles in the I can't even do it. Fuck.
It's the weirdest thing. It is the weirdest thing.
Because it's like California. It's like the Californians from SNL.
It is. Yeah. Like, yeah, it is. You're right.
Kind of like a southern weird
little bit. Yeah.
Because he's like from a ranch.
The New Mexico comes
he's like,
out.
Y'all, ranch.
Yeah.
But it's like nasally at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way he says his S is so weird. Like trillions and trillions. And trillions
and trillions of dollars.
It's like, damn.
Y'all can get the needles moving. That would be great. Jeff Bezos. Bezos here. You're like, fuck, man, this guy's weird. I can't even. We'll fucking nail it eventually. We'll get it.
Yeah. I was working on it for a while, but
you're pretty good at it.
I've only listened to that one that we made fun of a long time ago, where he's talking about space and the Earth being a den of iniquity for his grandchildren, and the fucking rest of the cosmos is for our children, the slave race.
The Earth has been a den of iniquity. We need to go to space. Space is the future.
To him, it is. Ugh, goddamn. So he goes on to say the vision statement comes from the inspiring Mary's Place in Seattle.
Fuck you.
No child sleeps outside.
No child left behind.
Yeah. Again, like only children. If you're a just normal person who grew up and is now homeless, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, only children. Yeah.
Well, that has to be more of this day one mindset, like, because what could be more attractive to an adult living in this day one fantasy than an actual human being experiencing like the literal day one of their life, like
yeah. He's like no infants on the streets. Like how amazing would it be? Like we've all every day I go to work, I get on I-5, and I get on the 50th entrance.
Oh sure.
And like right now, there's some like really chill dude who's on the 50th entrance. Like he actually seems kind of cool. He's also like super young and like super capable. So I'm like sort of like, what's your story, man? Like, but he's like he's super chill. And I always wonder, like, what if it was like a 5-year-old kid? Can you imagine like a 5-year-old kid on the I-5 just being like,
fuck, no.
please, anything?
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, because like that's what like in my mind, like that's a hell world beyond. Where we even are now.
That's the hell world's iteration of getting better and better.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the next. That's like, if only like I mean, those people who were like in their 30s and 20s like had their shit together, and it was only people in their like pre-teens who were like the lazy ones.
Yeah. When our society starts to approximate slums of like Central Asia or something, those poor people who live in literally garbage. That's probably what we have to look forward to, would be my guess. But I'm kind of imagining to go on this day one thing. I'm imagining Jeff. I mean, we talked about Jeff Ratu and his unquenchable thirst for blood, but maybe again he's like this cosmic creature. He's like the spider creature in It, and he's feeding off the day one like potential of little children. That's where he gets all his power. I think. I'm just again speculating, like little spooky Halloween speculation.
That is definitely some dark thoughts right there coming from you, sir. I would not be surprised if those actually played out to be true.
Well, the body that we see is probably not even his body. It's just like
you think about it like this way, like bringing it back to It. The fear of a child. The fear of a child on day one is the most pleasurable fear to feed on. I know that might sound weird and shocking to everyone out there, but if you ever feed on the fear of a child on day one, it is
nothing better.
It's like the foie gras of.
You're always chasing that first fear too.
Yeah. It is. I mean, that's it. You're definitely fucking taking pictures of that and putting it on Instagram. Like you're like, this fucking shit. It's so good. So,
Damn.
I can see it.
Yeah. So he goes on to describe the Academy's fund.
Oh shit! So we're not even done yet.
No, okay. We're getting close. The Day One Academies Fund will launch and operate more of these like
launch and operate,
vaguely
like
militaristic terms. We will deploy the preschoolers. They will infiltrate Microsoft's headquarters and assassinate. What's that guy's name? The new hit CEO,
Nadella, Satya.
Yeah, there you go, Satya. And operate a network of high quality, full scholarship, Montessori inspired preschools.
Oh, shit. What the fuck?
Hell yeah, man.
Montessori inspired. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey man, these are the super soldiers. These are the its.
Yeah.
The ones that we're setting out.
Yeah. It's like the Kurt Russell from, what was that movie? Like Universal Soldier or something?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that from the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rad.
That rule. Yeah, dude. You fucking like lapse on your Prime payment when those kids just comes to your door with a giant rifle.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine like, I'm just trying to think you're waiting for your shit, we can cut this out. You're waiting for your rolling pin, your custom baking rolling pin to come in the mail. Yeah. And you clearly selected 1 day shipping.
Yeah.
And you even paid an extra $1 for the 1 day
it's worth it.
shipping.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I need this fucking tomorrow.
I gotta have it.
I gotta have it tomorrow. And and you're waiting, and it's like 7 p.m. and it still hasn't come yet.
Not there.
And you're like, where the fuck is my fucking rolling pin that I clearly ordered from Williams Sonoma? And I said that I would pay an extra $1 to get it now, and it is not here. And why is it here? And you send a message to the elite sniper child or whatever fucking shit that Bezos is up to now, and you're like, I am unhappy with my order, and I would like a refund or whatever. and the elite sniper child finds I'm sorry, but it is just like the poor motherfucker who has to deliver your shit.
Yeah,
And then literally like assassinates him and puts him out of his misery and doesn't get you the roller pane anytime soon. It actually comes like a week from now because they killed the driver, but actually like sends you a photo of the child assassinating the driver and is like, fair enough. Okay. I come up and says come. I feel better now. That motherfucker, he said it would have come in 24 hours.
It's on him.
Paid extra.
Yeah.
It did not come.
Fair is fair.
And so, like granted it's late, I feel like justice has been served.
That is a punishment that fits the crime. I'll say that. But
absolutely.
I mean, I imagine those children would have all kinds of trophies, like ear necklaces.
No, they're straight up like non-vets.
Yeah.
Like, ear necklace.
Bracelets made of human teeth.
Yeah, face lampshade.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nipple belt.
Ooh, nice.
Straight up Ed Gein shit, man. Like, these kids are fucking on it.
When you're a day one super soldier, can you imagine the horror that you could unleash? I mean, that's insane.
I mean, day one mindset.
It's unstoppable. We will build an organization to directly operate these preschools. We will call it CENTCOM. Operation Shop and Awe. I'm excited about that because it will give us the opportunity to learn, invent, and improve. So again, this is more of him like basically just jerking off into his own mouth like, this is a fun little thing I can do that's going to entertain me.
It is exactly that. But also, like, I love how he's, like, preschooling it. He's like we all know, like, kids are fucking morons.
They are.
Like, they're useless until they're probably 18.
Shit, I was going to say, like, 30, man.
You can at least send them to war when they're 18.
True.
Even then, they suck.
Yeah, they can vote then.
Every war we've ever been in, like, the 18 years were the first ones to die.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, kids are basically useless, like, until they're maybe reach mid-20s, and then they can finally, like, do something useful.
Mm-hmm.
But he is, like, straight up day oneing it from preschool age. We need to, like, instill straight up Amazon values into these children.
Yeah.
And if you're an Amazon employee right now and you're listening to this podcast, chances of that are probably 0. But if you are, like, imagine how miserable your life is now. And now just imagine that as your childhood. Like, your childhood is literally a series of metrics that you need to, like, overcome or perform. You're constantly evaluated on various day one aspects of your life. Are you day one thinking?
Yeah.
Are you day one feeling? Like, are you the day one kind of person that we're looking for on day one? And just imagine that and just be like, is that the amazing future that Jeff has in mind for you? If it is, strangle your child now. Like, it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah. I think you're totally right. I mean, this is like a Charlemagne-esque move here, you know, like getting the kids in school early.
This is a super dark episode. Holy shit. Okay, let's fucking pull ourselves out of this shit right now.
Well, wait, before we pull ourselves out.
Before you strangle your baby, which I just told you to do, don't do that.
I gotta go darker.
She's a perfect angel. Don't touch her. Just if you have the feeling, just back away from, it's totally cool. I take all that
Don't
back.
do it. Do not do the Antichrist move and let your child fall out the window. There are many day ones in your child's life to come, and we wouldn't want them to miss it, I think.
Yeah, day one, your child, every day is day one.
Every day.
Don't ever
day one.
Leave your child, give it up for adoption. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, just start over on parenting. Day one.
Day one. You're day one now.
Why not?
Absolutely.
But before we get any real levity in this, I mean, we were joking about how, or you were talking about how this sort of, to you, vaguely resembled. Well, maybe we should finish. Let's just quickly wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah. I won't riff on it anymore. Okay. I swear to God, I'll just shut up.
Sorry, everyone. But it gets so funny. We'll use the same set of principles that have driven Amazon.
Oh, fuck! Okay, I can't let this one go.
Alex.
Holy shit. Okay, fuck this.
That was the alley-oop. I just tossed you the ball. You're fucking midair doing a 360, about to catch it.
Holy shit, dude. This motherfucker is trying to raise your child on Amazon principles, which is fucking hilarious. Like the Amazon principles, which I gladly don't know, but are surely like some bullshit like frugalness. You know what I mean? Like the most bullshit, like fucking...
Yeah, like Ebenezer Scrooge-esque aphorisms or something. Well, and can you imagine, like... they'd probably hire people to write fake reviews for the teachers.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like, this teacher is the best teacher in Washington State or wherever. I think, is this a national thing? It doesn't actually say.
I probably is.
Yeah, probably. But most important among those will be genuine, intense customer obsession.
The fuck?
Hey,
okay,
Jeff.
Whatever, man. That's fucking weird. But.
Jeff, you're treading a fine line here, buddy. The child will be the customer.
Oh, that is the darkest fucking...
Yeah, that's the cherry on top.
That is so dark.
Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. And lighting...
What's that noise?
I don't know.
Did you hear that?
I do. Is that? Did we leave the door open?
No. I don't know.
That's some spooky day one.
We're getting some
specters.
weird fucking Halloween day one shit.
Dude, you're gonna have to drill a hole in my head to let out the demons. I'm here. I mean, they're in my head.
I can hear them too.
Shh.
Wait. I think it's my like landlords that live below me, just on like very loud speakerphone right now.
Hell yeah.
Not to be confused with like the devil talking to you in your sleep.
There's a difference.
Okay.
And
let's just keep going. Let's just push through.
And lighting that fire early is a giant leg up for any child. So that is just textbook neoliberal bullshit, meritocratic lies.
Yeah. First of all, kids are nothing. Like, they're just your thing to look after and make sure that you love and care for. They do not contribute anything to society until they're at least in their late 20s, maybe 40s.
Yeah, these days.
Yeah, like don't worry. The kids are fucking meaningless. They're just fucking things to take up your time. But like what I love is how we like give a shit about like what a 6-year-old thinks about anything. It's like, no, it's a child. It has completely idiotic views in the world. It has nothing important to say. So it's fine. You could ignore that. You can just nod and smile and be like, yes, that's fine. Like it's, even I remember like when I was in high school, like I didn't even have a profound thought in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought I did. Like, that's the thing you realize totally. As you get older, you're like, wow, I'm dumb as hell.
Yeah, all the stupid shit I thought that was important and all that shit. No, it wasn't important at all.
No.
Like so in like college, we resisted the Iraq War. And that was like a profound, I will like take credit for that. I'll be like, fucking on the vanguard of that shit.
Yeah, you should. Because I wasn't, but so
like,
you should.
But honestly, like anything before that, any inkling of a thought I had in high school or before that, just hilarious, just silliness, just like you small child.
Yeah, you don't even know how you'll be crushed by society like a bug.
Keep day oneing, you little rascal.
I want to close by thanking everyone who sent me suggestions and for the inspiring examples of innovation I see every day.
Wow. I'm not going to name those inspiring examples of innovation. I'm just going to talk about them.
Large and small, he says. It fills me with gratitude and optimism to be part of a species so bent on self-improvement. It remains day one. Jeff.
That is the darkest fucking ending of anything I've ever... Like, that actually... And we'll talk about this probably a little bit, but, like, that is straight up Unabomber manifesto-esque weird shit.
Yeah.
And his, like... Just the ending of it is bizarre as fuck. I don't know. I don't even know how to, like...
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, because the first time I read this... I was trying to have some take for our Twitter, and usually for Twitter, I try to do something more serious, but there's just so much funny shit. And when you, like, in this, as hopefully you've heard on this episode, and probably thought yourself, but why would you say to be part of a species? It's like, Jeff, buddy,
you are a human, right?
Yeah, dude, like, do you have something you need to tell us? Like, Jeff, why do you always bring blood vials with you everywhere you go? Jeff, why is your face drooping?
Dude, Jeff, why do you drink out of your eye? That's weird, man.
Oh, jeez. Like, it is so bizarre. That language is so weird. Like,
it is it's fucking weird. Can you imagine like Obama being like, you know what I mean? Because he was known as like the ultimate speech, speech guy.
Yeah,
right?
the orator.
And being
Uber
like,
Alice.
Let me be clear. Our species must extend into the future. Like, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that would be chilling. And that would probably be like some kind of weird dog whistle, because everything was, for right-wing reactionaries.
Oh, yeah, they would totally
be
read
like,
that.
species?
Species.
I'm not your species, you damn chimp. You know, something like that. But this guy's just like, I'm human. It's me, Jeff Human Bezos, and I'm human. Just want to say.
From one common species to another. It's Bezos signing out.
Have a delightful day one. Yeah, this is like some sun god, like.
This is like, if we're lucky, you know, like when we sent out the like Voyager 10 record.
Yeah.
That had like, this is what music sounds like. Like, you know, like this is what human culture is.
Yeah.
Like, if we're lucky, this is like the response from the alien species. That's like, they're like, they totally like, they took in everything we sent them on the golden record and were like, this is what we have to respond with.
And they gave us Jeff, the Messiah.
Oh, Jeff.
Day
Jeff.
one.
Day one, Jeff.
God damn. Yeah, this.
D1J.
Oh, man. That just sucks so much.
Yeah. It's kind of scary, but also like hilarious. Not sure where to take it. I don't have kids, Colin, so
yeah.
You know, to me it's like another fucking day. But if I had kids, I'd be like, man, I sure as shit hope my kid doesn't make it in some weird Bezos school where it's like, cool, man. Like you're day you haven't day one enough. You know what I mean? Like you need day one more.
Yeah.
Like maybe you should day one more.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah. I can imagine parents in the future like getting hauled off because they didn't uphold the Amazon values or something, and then
yeah, they weren't upholding all like 8 Amazon values of like
just
crazy
like
shit.
Never steal from Amazon, never look Jeff directly in the eyes. I don't know. It's always day one.
Always day one. Cool. So I sort of made a joke about it being like basically like some crazy manifesto.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like it's so weirdly worded and not normal that it does actually kind of feel a little bit like something that the Unabomber might write. Now, granted, I have never read the Unabomber's manifesto.
Me neither.
Which is definitely on my reading list.
It's on my Goodreads for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like, got to read that sometime.
Yeah.
Just haven't made it through it to it yet. But I mean, like, what do you think? Like, how does this compare to like? Is this truly a psychotic, like, sort of like manifesto?
Yeah, I think that's really the perfect lens for this because it feels, as we kind of underscored, it feels so removed from what being a human is.
Completely.
that either he isn't a human being or he is suffering from some kind of acute mental illness. And if so, like, Jeff, you might want to seek some help, buddy, because like what it reads like is somebody believing their own hype. And I've kind of seen this working in the tech world. You get this a lot. Like these people, they're like a star that's imploding under their own weight. And then at some point they become a black hole. I think Jeff is a black hole. Like he is not a human being anymore. He doesn't know what other human beings do. He can only name like 5 different vocations on Earth.
He's like carpenter. Like what?
Amazon worker. That like he wanted to throw that in there, but robot,
fulfillment worker,
Joy Division. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's so bizarre. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, it freaks me out a little bit. Slightly that like I mean I don't even know. I mean like this is a little bit of a side thing, but like what do you think the response to this is? Like I'm kind of worried. My ultimate worry is that we're going to see a sort of response from liberals that are like, hey man, this is great. This is definitely like a business owner who cares about the community and homelessness and helping people and he's all about day one and all this shit. And that's what worries me. That's what scares me the most is that like people who are ostensibly liberal will be like, hey, wow, this is great. Like it's great to see a businessman taking interest in our pre-K children. You know, which is if you ever give a shit about pre-K children, you're fucking immediately evil. Like you're either a pedophile or you're like straight up like Dr. Moriarty, and you're like, no, like I am going to be controlling. Like kids are completely like they're fucking wild animals. Who gives a shit? Like
I can
let
attest
them
to that.
do what they will.
Yeah.
But if you are like, no, they need to learn the day one principle. It's like, oh man, no, this is not good. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have to say, as I've said so many times, so scratch this one off your bingo card at home. I always read the comments, and people are into this, man. There are
Holy
people
shit.
into it. I mean, it's literally impossible for me as a human to tell what that distribution is. But there are a lot of people that were making it very, very sort of personal to Seattle and talking about how, well, this is just so much better than a head tax because Jeff will have the ability to see how the money is spent, which is, as we've talked about before, just this delusion of corporations running at ultimate efficiency and
Fire phone.
Yeah, don't forget about the fire phone. Come on, folks.
That'll be the new thing as we like show to protest with fire phones, and we just hold the fire phone up. Be like, don't forget this piece of shit that no one bought that came straight from their brain at Jeff Bezos.
Day one. It just, it came out, his third eye opened up and the fire phone came out. It literally came out of his head.
No, it's amazing no one bought it.
Because he's like Prometheus. Like, that's the fire that he was giving to us.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. It's kind of a little bit of trivia that I have. I think it's somewhere on the Wikipedia page. I don't know. But yeah, you know, like people are into this, and that sucks because we've talked about this before on the show. Like this philanthropy it's ultimately pernicious because it undermines any democratic action that we can do because people just go, well, fuck it. Like the smart guy, the member of my species, Jeff, he's got he knows better than me and he's working on this. So it's taken care of.
Yeah. I mean, like, think of it like this. Like if you like, just think about your boss right now.
Yeah.
And your boss is probably a moron. He's probably, not as smart as he thinks he is, or she is. She's probably self-involved and only cares about her own goals and will do and say anything to you to get her or him or they self to that next notch of accomplishment.
Extremely day one mindset.
Yeah, and that is a day one mindset right there. And so think, like, do you want your boss in charge of your child's development?
Right.
Like, do you want your boss like being like the one who's like, I will shape this child's mind? And the answer is obviously no. Like, your boss is a piece of shit. Your boss also is a selfish moron, doesn't know what's going on. You have to do all the work for them, and the work that you do, they take credit for. And so they're basically the worst of all worlds. And that's exactly what this sort of like day one, just trust Jeff to like,
Jeff will figure it out.
And it's like, I don't give a shit. Like, if that's your corporate mindset, nothing new there. But like, if that's your like child's preschool mindset, and that's what he's going for. He's going for like preschool style, like education.
Yeah.
You have a lot to be worried about. Like, don't let your kids go to a Bezos school. My God, just don't. do it.
Well, this is reminding me too. I can't remember if I saw this was a take from the media, because the media actually did eviscerate this as I'd hoped.
No, it is true. Like I'll agree with that. Like most of the mainstream media saw this post and was like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah, you suck, Jeff.
Yeah.
But I think that's because Jeff is so big, he is starting to scare everyone. Like he's reached that tipping point. But I saw a piece talking about Peter Thiel and some other asshole. Oh, it might have been Mark Zuckerberg.
Cool.
They started their own schools, and those are folding.
Oh, fuck.
So
this is such a billionaire thing. So,
yeah.
like, Colin, I was, like, talking to you about this. Like, I feel like one of the biggest sort of, like, crazy things about capitalism is that, like, so we all learn. So I got my degree in economics, and one of the things they always teach you is, like, the marginal utility of things. Like, if you get 1 million pretzels, eventually you'll stop giving a shit about pretzels because you have 1 million of them. You don't care anymore.
Right.
And that sort of concept like follows to money, right? Like if you have $1 billion, you stop giving a shit about more money because you have $1 billion.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like nowadays when everything is so deregulated and you can influence literally anything, like you can influence elections and you can influence education policy.
Yeah.
Like $1 billion, is great. Like that actually is even better than $1,000 because now you can actually implement your own pre-K schools and like actually influence, and it's just that kind of shit and that kind of thinking that like is wild.
Yeah,
and that's why I think we see maybe see this big pushback against taxation.
Yeah,
and this idea of like, no, we need to let billionaires be billionaires.
Yeah,
is because the billionaires are realizing that like, oh no, it's not marginal. Like each dollar we get actually
is
does
more power.
buy us more power, and there's no limit to it,
right?
Because we've deregulated everything to the point where now you can like influence, like even more than influencing politics, you can influence the lives of little children,
right?
And you can like actually dictate their educational curriculum,
totally.
And that is like wild and scary, and also like, I don't know. I mean, if anyone believes in charter schools, like that is just
Go
it's
take
wild.
Go take a hike. But you're making a fantastic point, and I think you're totally right. And it reminds me of something from the book. I think it was from Mark Fisher's Capitalist Realism, where he makes a point about neoliberalism being restorative, and so basically what that means in this context, and it's becoming clearer every day, is that these people truly are feudal lords. That's what this is, and we've talked about this on the show. And as you just underscored, with every dollar they have more power, and they function outside of government.
Yeah,
look at the head
completely.
tax. They killed it with they only needed, what was it, like, I can't even remember, like $10 million to throw down.
It was literally a money threshold. It wasn't a vote or a signature threshold.
Exactly.
It was a dollar threshold.
Exactly.
And once the Seattle Council saw the dollar threshold, they were like, oh,
they got scared.
default.
Yeah. So it's money calling the bluff of democracy, which, like you said, means that they can now have their own schools. Like, why do we think Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos know better than we do, and they're accountable to no one?
Yeah.
That should scare you. I mean, that's dark shit. Like, that defies the whole structure of what we thought American government was.
Well, that and like it's dark shit in the sense of like they're not there to help your child.
No.
Like they're there to suss out. They're clearly like, these are the kids that look good. These are the kids that look bad. The kids that look good make it forward. The kids that look bad become space agricultural miners.
Right.
Like your child will end up literally on Zargon 12.
Yeah.
Mining helium from a fucking comet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're lucky.
Yes.
If you're lucky.
So that Jeff Bezos's great-great-great-grandson can take a hit of that helium on Earth and sing happy birthday to himself or something.
Yeah. Basically that is like best case scenario under Bezos rule.
Yeah.
And that's what's that's why you should be concerned.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's very frustrating. And hopefully people are going to realize that. I mean, I've been seeing takes like that. They haven't put everything together, but it's starting to get there where people are going, well, why do these people get to do these things? Like, this is the role of government.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we should probably let people decide how things happen. But that's sort of becoming I think it's more of the neoliberal technocracy of like, hey man, don't worry about it. Let Bezos decide. He knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. He's ran a company that has never made any money for like the first 20 years and is by happenstance making money now. So clearly he should have a voice in how your child should be raised. Yeah. So by all means, please resist that.
Fight it.
We're at like well over an hour at this point. Yeah. So I think we like we did our duty.
Weren't we going to talk about something else fun? Oh, well, since we talked about homeless people, we were sort of talking about. I think we can be quick on this. Do you want to even delve into it or not?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so there was a piece in the Seattle Times, which, if you haven't seen this, basically it's a group. The group that was reading the names of homeless people who passed away out has decided to start putting bronze leaves at the spot where homeless people died in Seattle. So,
okay.
So I was joking with you, Alex, that like, this is perfect because you no longer have to step over homeless people. You can now just step on them, on their dead, the memory of their dead body.
I mean, fair enough. Like, I will agree that it seems like an odd memoriam to be like, this tragedy that exists today. We're gonna make you a leaf on the side of the road. It's like that's the most minimal like existence metaphor you can think of. Like, isn't like the Bible says like we're all grass?
Or like we're gonna return to dust.
Yeah, it's like oh, okay, so yeah, it doesn't matter no matter what we do. And the amazing thing is like leaves are something that you sweep and rake, which is a bad metaphor. It's totally, sweeping is not a good.
Yeah,
stay away from.
And they even show an image of somebody sweeping the sidewalk.
Oh shit!
So I'm just imagining like a frustrated small business owner like. Trying even in death to get that homeless person out off of the front of their business.
That's the way it is. Like even in death, they're being swept. It's crazy. Yeah. But that reminds me of. I mean, that's a weird memoriam. I think ultimately, but also it reminds me of. I don't know. Like so, this is like probably like 3 years ago. I was driving around. And you would see these like weird white paper cutouts of like a human. I would say like a human-esque form that was like you drive on the side of the road and like you'd be kind of listening to the radio or whatever. And you kind of glance around, you would see like this weird alien, like very like a miniature Martian.
It was like a human homunculus.
Yeah, it was basically like a homunculus, like cut out. And I'm like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And that's literally all that would like pass through your mind.
Yeah.
But then you'd be like, but why? and like without ever like approaching any of these like bizarre human things, I think my friends and I assumed that these weird cutouts were some sort of memorial or like to like we don't know what, but it seemed like maybe like traffic deaths.
Yeah,
of some sort.
Yeah, they were because I remember this too. I was living in Belltown, and on my walk to work, I can't remember what street. It might have been Third. There was a cutout of someone, and it had their story of how they died.
So it was literally like pedestrians who had died.
Yeah. And it was pretty bleak.
Weird. Well, for all of us who drive in cars and don't need to walk around because we're,
You just have to
better.
guess.
You just drive by and you're just like, one can only assume that's some crazy like
some art
project.
Yeah, like some new festival or something.
But that's what the leaves feel like, is like some weird like vestige, and you walk by and you're like, I don't know what that is, but it's fine. Okay, that's a thing. That's clearly a thing.
Yeah. And I don't recall if you can even see that it kind of lets you know that it's a marker. Like you might see it and be like, oh, did someone donate money to this park? You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
You
it
might
could be
get,
anything.
Yeah, you might get the wrong impression. I mean, heart in the right place, but yeah, damn.
So next time y'all see like fucking oak leaves in the sidewalk, take a kneel. R.I.P.
Yeah.
To somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, or multiple somebodies from the way it sounded.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
Shit ton of leaves.
No, it said there were like bunching up, and I think it was Ballard somewhere. So, but you know, fuck them. Like, who cares? The city doesn't give a shit. So
the leaves are like racking up, like fucking.
Yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do with leaves? You throw them away, like you pile them up.
Sweep them up.
You pile them up.
And you have a burn.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how
you
it works.
incinerate it.
Yeah, y'all have incineration time.
No evidence. Yeah.
Cool. That's a great story, Colin. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm glad I could continue lifting us up with my day one mentality.
Holy shit. We need to think of something positive to say. It's been like an hour, almost an hour and a half. This is a long one.
Yeah.
And we haven't ended on a positive note.
The storm?
I think we need to end on the storm.
But that's a positive note.
Hey guys, remember that sports team that y'all care about and you've all seen every game they've ever played, and y'all like are like, this is the one thing that like defines my life? I'm not talking about the Seahawks. I'm not talking about the Mariners. I'm not talking about the Sounders. I'm talking about the Seattle fucking Storm.
Yep.
Number one.
Yeah. Again, like they've got to be
how many years in a row? They've
got to be the winningest
easily
franchise in Seattle, right? Like
it's so fucked up. Like I will be the first person to admit that I don't give a shit about the Storm ever, but like literally for a city that is obsessed with sports and like the Seahawks win like 2 games in a row and everyone's just coming, constantly. It is hilarious that no one gives a shit about the Storm.
Yeah.
Like 0 people are being like, yeah, fucking Storm.
Yeah.
Like no one cares.
Yeah, well they had a parade on Sunday. I didn't see any footage of it, but I thought it was kind of a nice funny little irony that it was pretty stormy on Sunday. So,
hey.
Maybe God's a fan, I guess is what I'm saying.
Storm Sundays.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking hilarious. Like you always hear about the Storm being great and no one cares, but we like the Seahawks or if any like male athletic team like just slightly well, we're like, oh my god, like it is Blue Friday or whatever bullshit.
Right.
It is like we're all like y'all can wear nothing to work today. Like just be fucking come in naked. Like just come with your fucking big dick swinging or your tits hanging out. Hey man, it's Blue fucking Friday, man. Paint your body blue.
Oh man.
Like just fucking put a Seahawks over your fucking dick or whatever, and it's totally cool. It's fine. It's actually better. It's normal.
Yeah, it's totally great. Is what it is.
Normal if you do that. It's totally normal. And then, but like the only team that we ever had that like has actually won
that's
anything
good. Yeah,
is like everyone's like the Who. I'm sorry, what? Like don't. That's not a thing.
That's like not only good, but Super Bird's been playing for so long. This
is at least her like 7th year or more.
Without a doubt. Like she has to be one of the best players the WNBA has ever seen, and I'd be shocked if even half the people in Seattle, like even a quarter of the people in Seattle knew her name.
If you could come into work with a Storm jersey,
you might get beat. You know what? Honestly, I think you'd get laughed at. I'm not even joking. Like, I think you'd get laughed at. They'd think you're doing a bit.
They'd be like, very funny.
And I have to say, on Blue Thursday or whatever, it might be a good bit. Like, that's a pretty good bit. So, if listeners out there, give it a try. See how it goes over. I mean, you'll be supporting a good team if you go out and buy a jersey. You'll be supporting
legitly and a good team.
Yeah, women's league that is clearly underrepresented in society and pales in comparison to what all these other ridiculous teams get.
That can't win a fucking game. Holy shit, dude. Yeah. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. And they only get what? Like, how long is the season? 16 games or something? So
16 games, they get like $1 billion in like public funding.
Yeah. And they're socialized too, right? Don't they share the profits in the NFL? Isn't that how that works?
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And but that book that shit, man. Like, yeah.
God damn.
All right, man. I feel like we've done our part.
We've exhausted it. I know, like it's almost day 2 in my mind. I'm slipping a little bit.
Oh, holy shit, man! You're right. It's like 10:30 p.m. right now. We're almost in day 2
on a school night.
I feel like we should end this right now and just call it a day 1, and then we can wake up in the morning and it's fine.
That's probably wise. I did have one last thing I just remembered that. You were telling me that you thought you maybe heard about the Innovation Advisory Council having some new innovation.
Oh, yeah. So I want to do a thing on the show where we just sort of give a moment for the Innovation Council and just sort of give you an update on what they're going through.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do right now is give like just a quick 10 seconds to what the Innovation Council is doing.
I can't wait.
Now. It literally hasn't even been 10 seconds yet, and we're already laughing.
I'm sorry.
The Innovation Council has, unfortunately, they haven't innovated anything yet.
God damn.
Innovation is hard, though.
It is very hard.
I will not say it's not an easy process.
You can't force innovation.
Yeah, you can't. And I know it's been like 2 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And you feel like maybe some innovation has happened. We got 0 right now. We got silence. Nothing right now, but I really feel like that's a good sign because I feel like that really means that the Innovation Council is really putting their heads together and really coming together.
Yeah,
like, they don't want to disappoint. They want to come out like with a great, like they want to blow your mind.
Totally. I mean, when they're out there at recess and they're hitting the ball around the tetherball pole, they're thinking about new solutions. And that's why I think come Thanksgiving break, that's the first break of the Seattle Public Schools, we're going to see some real big innovation. That's my call. That's my prediction.
I would not be surprised if we literally started seeing anything come out of this council during Thanksgiving break.
Once we can get those kids in that big trench coat again, things are going to happen. I mean, it's unstoppable, really.
I mean, like, people always talk shit about kids, especially us. I think we were just talking shit about kids.
Yes, we were.
But, like, if you get, like, 7 4-year-olds together, that's a 28-year-old. And that is basically a fucking genius at this point.
Yeah, I think that's like a kid cloud, right? Isn't
that? Absolutely. It's additive.
Yeah.
Is what it is. And so I really feel confident that hopefully we will see something like very soon.
Yeah.
We're just being a little too like we're expecting a lot.
Yeah. We're eager. We're very eager.
Too eager maybe to expect something from the Innovation Council.
Yeah.
But I really can't wait. I'm sure any minute now we're going to get something from them.
Definitely. And Halloween will help. All that candy, that sugar is going to... that's like overclocking your kid computer. So I think that's going to help a lot. But we'll see.
I look forward. I really honestly can't wait. And I really think that, between Halloween and Christmas, there's going to be some really cool shit that they're going to like paste together.
Hell yeah.
And make for us.
I mean, it might involve gingerbread. It might involve turkeys made from hand drawings.
Maybe, I don't know. Like if you're childless and you've always wanted a child, like just follow the Innovation Council, because surely they will make you a hand turkey for Thanksgiving, and each finger will represent something they're thankful for. They will probably make you a construction paper nutcracker for Christmas, and you'll be like, "Thank you so much, sweetheart." You know what I mean? Like,
they'll make you those calendars from construction paper, right? Like the chains, the chain of link.
No, there's some good shit.
I mean, that's a fucking clock, right? Like that's a timekeeping device.
We're really counting on the Innovation Council to really pull out some straight up amazing elementary school-esque crafts and arts projects.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Their kids are the future.
They really are.
Damn. All right. Cool.
All right, Colin.
We did it. We did a thing.
I mean, we knocked it out of the park. We're at 126 right now.
Hell yeah.
So I feel like nothing to complain about.
I mean, when it's just the two of us, we can make it if we try. I mean, just the
you
two
and
of
I.
us. You and I, yeah.
All right, everybody. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Seattle Sucks Pod.
We are.
You should also write to us if you have any suggestions. What's the email? Or the Gmail?
The Gmail is Seattle Sucks Podcast, I think. Let me double check that. Let's see here. This is some thrilling.
If you're fucking 80 and you only communicate over email.
Yeah, Seattle Sucks Podcast at gmail.com. Hit us up. Someone will respond. We take it very seriously.
Let's just say right now, like, we've had a few people question our commitment to the podcast.
They have. There have been some rumors that we may have been shot down, bleeding in the street.
Bought out by Bezos. A lot of people think we're billionaires ourselves, and that Bezos paid us money to just shut up. The truth couldn't be further from that.
Yeah, or that we're just agitating to undermine the true leftists.
That's not true.
No,
we're still broadcasting. We're still coming clear. So continue to follow us. Continue to listen.
Yeah, and thank you for listening, and thank you for poking us every once in a while when we have struggles in our lives and can't get together to record our podcast.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
With that said, I think we'll sign out now.
Yeah.
This is straight from Seattle Sucks to you, our listeners. R.I.P. XOXO. We love you. Peace out. We will see you next week.
Daisy.
All right, folks.
Give me your heart. You do.
No, we're still going strong. We are not dazing out right now.
Sorry.
But we'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
We love all of you guys, and peace.
Take care.
Until the next crazy Bezos fucking manifesto.
Yeah, when he does his Bam Margera thing and skateboards down the building.
Can't wait.
Hell yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.